What's up, y'all? It's your boy D. I'm here with my man T. This is Saturday Morning Traffic, the greatest podcast, not the latest podcast. And today, on the Full Court Series Shooting Guard Edition, we are debating Dr. J, a.k.a. Julius Erving, and the Iceman, a.k.a. George Gervin. And to see who's better. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, Dr. J, Iceman. They both were beasts, both of Hall of Famers, legends in their own right. And let's get this started, guys.
All right, D, this is it. Who you taking? You taking Iceman or Dr. J?
I'm going to go ahead and ride with Iceman. I'm going to go ahead and ride with him.
Little ice?
Not iced tea, though, huh?
Yeah, no iced tea, no sweet tea.
Go ahead.
Who's going first, man? You going first? I'm going first.
I got you. You're good. Go ahead.
So, I've done a lot of research over the past, what I want to say, week, because we usually prepare for a week in advance for these type of things. And I didn't know he scored more than, Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan, I think, a few other players. Those are the ones I can remember right off the top of my head. But a lot of people like to compare George Gervin to KG, and I'm just like, for what? Honestly, I feel like if you switch the roles, you get different results, but that's neither here nor there. George Gervin was a scoring beast.
Yep.
There's not too many people that can score like that guy. There's not too many people. He was the finger roll king. How you be picking your nose? We don't do that. George Gervin, he comes up with he's blowing the ball into the rim, and you don't even see it because he's got that much skill. He's cold with it, bro. You can't two-time scoring title champion. It's his skill ability to be able to get the ball in the basket that many times for 26,000 some odd points. That says a lot. And the cold-hearted part about it is he never won an MVP. I feel like that's unfair, but it is what it is. Go ahead, T.
Yeah, man. I just want to let you know, man.
He was nasty, bro. I lived in Texas. People talked about him all the time. He was cold-blooded, bro. I mean, 4-time scoring champ, he's a beast. But Dr. J, man, he dominated both leagues. All right? We talking about the ABA and the NBA.
Right? I mean,
when your nickname is called Black Moses,
that's something, bro. That's crazy.
All right, so, 16-time All-Star,
NBA champ, 2-time ABA champ, 7-time All-NBA,
ABA all-time leader, 5-time All-NBA, All-Defense, All-Rookie, 2-time All-Star MVP, and a 4-time MVP, averaging 24, 8, and 4. That's some great numbers. And that's right when you talk about the scoring. That's right with Iceman, where averaged 25, 5, and 2, right? So, I mean, both in their own right were great, but I mean, the picture shows itself. Dr. J, he says, I'm going to go all up and rise over on top of y'all.
And do I have to remember the?
Oh, all right. So I definitely have to go with George Gervin here. I don't think it's a debate when we talk about scoring, because both can score, right? I would actually have to go George Gervin for the scoring. I mean, 4-time scoring champ. What else you want? But I would say that
Dr. J had a little more help than Iceman, so Iceman had to do a little more. At the end of the day, it was about
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's about championships, MVPs, and to conquer both leagues is really tough, right? So ABA then became the NBA. I mean, there's no doubt that Dr. J just beat everybody down during his time.
Yeah, he dominated pretty much every aspect of
the game.
His career. You didn't expect Dr. J to come out and be that good. Not necessarily saying there was doubts that he was going to be that good, but I mean, as far as it's like George Gervin goes, Dr. J did what he did, but I feel like at the same time, George Gervin, to me, why I feel like he's better than Dr. J is he paved the way. Like, not to say that Dr. J didn't. Like, he didn't do anything substantial in his career that didn't pave the way. But, like, to me, like, when it comes to George Gervin, it's like, you never – like, the guys that you don't think about, that you really do research on, those are the guys that you really like, damn, this dude really did a lot for the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody talks about Alex English. But if you was like, damn, like, who really, like, helped change the NBA, you go back and look, like, this dude was doing a lot. Like, he was really setting the standard. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's not for the whole league. Sometimes it's just for a team. Like, you got to think, like, you're Tim Duncan. You're coming in the NBA. You're a new booty. You know what I'm saying? You're a young buck. And, like, man, I hope you turn out like George Gervin. Like, you're a legend for that team. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the same thing that Julius Erving is. He's a legend for his team. He's not I wouldn't say he's not a legend all around, but he is. But he's more so a legend for the Sixers than for the whole entire NBA, if that makes sense.
No. I think he's a legend to a lot of players that come up, too, especially during that Kobe era, Jordan era, right? I mean, like,
it takes a lot for him to go off on someone. Remember when he tried to choke? I don't know if you've seen the video where Bird
is getting choked by Dr. J. That's how he got in his head. But what I want to let you know is, like, if Dr. J came into the NBA and never played the ABA, bro, during the ABA, dude, he averaged like 28 and 12. His rookie season, he averaged 27, 15, and 4.
That's why I feel it's so difficult to compare new school players to old school players that were living under different circumstances. Like anything like after like the NBA and the ABA had that merger, it's fine. But when you compare Bill Russell to LeBron James, that's not fair. LeBron James is obviously the better player. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not fair because they didn't get a chance to play in our league. Things were different. There was no dietitians. There was no training. There was, all these things were missing, so it's not fair.
Yeah. No, like, and I would say this, man, like, I think Dr. J has done more for the sport where it seemed, and that's no knock on George Gervin. He just seems like he's more of a quiet guy. Let me do my own thing, right? It's kind of like a Tim Duncan, right? Just let me do my own thing. Where George Gervin's like, I'm trying to expand the game, teach players, coming up. And I think that's another factor where you got to put where he's a little better
aspect of for bringing the game where it is, right? I mean, you look at some Hall of Fame speeches,
they're bringing up
Dr. J. Just, up there with them.
Right. So that means that's something to be special, Like,
I just think overall player, he was a better player. Championships, MVPs. I mean, he was right up there with him in scoring. He was a better rebounder, better assists. They're up there. I think better steals and blocks. So just overall was just,
I think, a better player. But at the same time, they didn't have the type of team the Sixers had, right? Compared to what the Spurs had. You can't really compare the teams because it's not even close.
All right.
So
until they really got
Tim Duncan.
And obviously he was retired already.
Yeah, he was retired. So I think it's safe to say this one almost feel like a luck of the draw, bro. Like, I don't know if anybody really won this one. We might have to let the fans pick this one. Let's go to the fans and see what the fans talk about.
The polls are in. And who was better player, Dr. J or George Iceman Gervin? 91% say Dr. J. The 9% say George Gervin.
What's going on, D? What do you think?
It's your boy D. I'm here with my man T. Saturday Morning Traffic, the greatest podcast, not the latest podcast. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, dislike too. We let our haters be our motivators. And with that being said, we out.
It's bad because you lost.
We out.